On 3, commotion inside a Newport News courtroom this morning. This was the chaotic scene after someone tried to attack the family of a child who was murdered 3 years ago.
News 3's Brian Hill was the only reporter inside the courtroom, and he has more on what led up to the outburst.
I've been in plenty courtrooms and I've never seen anything like I saw in the courtroom here today. As the judge was reading the verdict, Carl Cotty's mother jumped out of her seat and lunged at the victim's family, trying to attack them. Chaos inside a Newport News courtroom this morning. Deputies trying to subdue Lisa Cotty as she lunged at the family of Madison Van Cleve Hook. The outburst came just minutes after a judge sentenced Cotty's son, Carl Cotty, to 50 years in prison.
This has to be one of the worst fact situations that I have seen.
Earlier this year, Carl pleaded guilty to the 2013 murder of Madison, who was 4 years old at the time. The then 23-year-old was the boyfriend of her mother.
Send it out that he was left alone with her. He put more than 200 bruises about her body.
During the commotion inside the courtroom, other family members of Cotty's were telling officers to let his mom go because they say she was suffering from a fighting seizure. Emotions could be felt on both sides of the courtroom as one side pleaded for mercy and the other for justice.
Big weight has been lifted off my shoulder to finally get to this point because I have been ready for court for the past 4 years.
But the same can't be said for the Cotty family. For the first time, we heard Carl speak about the unthinkable death. Investigators say the child died from blunt force trauma.
I love Madison, and I'll forever love Madison.
After his sentencing, he only had 3 words. No word yet on if Cotty will appeal the decision. We'll bring you those details as soon as they become available. In Newport News, Brian Hill, News 3.